Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode. This is going to be really exciting because in this one we will add another function to be able to then allow people to delete a to-do list by its ID. This is exciting because we have so far explored post, we've explored get. Now we are going to explore another HTTP method called delete, and will allow people to delete things by their ID so that we know from the server side at least that they're trying to delete an explicit item. We are not going to do a delete on slash because that's quite dangerous, A, and B, that could be an accidental call as well. So this will be quite explicit, and I quite like having people make explicit calls to say yes, this is it, and kind of give them an opportunity to show intent, right? So only allowing people to delete things by their ID gives them an opportunity to show an intent to say, I intend to delete this item. Because A, you have to query things to actually know their IDs, and B, when you query things to know their IDs and then you're deleting that ID, you've got a very clear intent. But then again, there's a caveat that if you're dealing with mass information, if this is a server that manages thousands of lines of logs, you kind of don't want to then do it by ID because that's quite painful. So this you have to think quite pragmatically and say, well, is this a place where I can where I can let people to be explicit, or is this a place where I just have to say, well, you know what, you need to know what you're doing. I can't let you do things by ID because it will be a big kind of performance hit on my side and on your side. So you know what, I'm going to trust what you're doing here. So in this case, we're going to be quite explicit. So let's get started. Pretty simple. Again, router.delete. Again, ID slash to-do list ID. Very, very similar request response. And then var equals request.grams.to-do list ID. And then return to-do list service delete by ID, to-do list ID, to-do list, simple, right? If there's an error, I'll just do console.error, return response.status 500.send. So we'll just send them the send 2 or 4 actually, right? So because so if you don't know what HTTP 2 or 4 means, 2 or 4 means no content. So the action that you've requested has been completed successfully, but I don't really have anything to tell you about that. So the action in this case is delete on this ID. So we're just going to say, well, you know what, I've done what you've asked me to do, but I don't really have anything to tell you. So some people like to send back the item that was deleted, just so that the client can then kind of compare between the to-do list and just make exactly sure that it's done the action. But I think that's a bit pointless because it's a bit too late by then, right? You can have kind of contingencies in your service that says, well, it's only deleted after 5 minutes, so it's actually not deleted, it's marked as deleted. But yeah, we don't really care in this case. We'll tackle that if we need to. So let's implement this part of the service. So pretty simple again. Going to be this dot delete by ID equals ID and then callback, and then we'll say we'll basically loop through the loop. So so if to-do lists if dot length equal to 0, then we'll just quit there, right? So yeah, so we'll just return back with a new error. To-do list, nothing to delete, to-do lists empty, right? if the ID doesn't exist, we're not going to worry too much about that, to be honest. So we'll just say equals 0 I less than to do list length I plus plus, and then we'll say var I if ID, then we'll say to do lists equals to do list dot splice I 1, and then yeah, so that will delete this ID, so it will delete one ID, and then that's it, and then return callback error. Well, yeah, so just undefined, and then yeah, and then we're not going to worry too much about what happens if there are no items in the list. We could actually just throw back an error, to be honest. So we'll just say return callback new error. Nothing to delete. Perfect. So that tells them that there's nothing to delete really, and send no content error, nothing to delete. To-do list empty, so ID not found really. Yeah. Perfect. So that should work. Let's run it. Let's go to Postman quickly. Actually, we need to restart the server first. So cancel that. Yes. Npm start. And now we've got that running. Let's do a quick post on that, and then another post, and then try and get all of those lists. So we're now getting 2 of them. One's a garbage one. Oh, I didn't mean to put that in. Copy the ID. Get that by ID. So we're now getting this. But now let's add another endpoint. That. But this time, let's do a delete on that. So we've got a delete. There's no need for a body. We'll just send that, and then we get up to 2 or 4. Now, if we try and do a get all on all of them, interesting. So it's deleted one except that splice I. Oh, is it just? Do I not need to assign it? I can't remember how this actually works exactly, but I think I did a wrong assignment. So I think it gives me back the deleted item. So if I run it again with that, and then just A's, we get on that, and then we try a delete on that. Scores of 500, really? Nothing's ID not found. Oh, yeah, because it's a new ID, right? So let's delete the A gun, whatever it's called. 2 for no content, and then let's try and do list on that, and then yes, perfect. I was just doing it a little bit wrong, so yeah. So just if you didn't get that with the speed, basically. I try to do to-do lists equals to-do lists dot splice I and 1, and that the splice function will delete that item from the list, and it will give you back the deleted item. So I was effectively assigning the deleted item back to the list, which meant that it deleted the one that I wasn't supposed to delete. But yeah, so you don't need to assign it to anything, right? Yeah, so that's it, right? So that allows us to delete things. If we go back in here and add things again, so let's add a thing, and then like B thing, and then do a list on that. So we're now getting our 3 lists in the to-do list. Yeah, let's delete the D534 thing ID. So let's paste the ID here. We've got delete here. Let's do a send on that. 0 for no content. Hopefully that should be deleted now. So if I do a get, I should only get the DAS, FAS, and the A's, and not the B's. So do a send on that. Yay! Perfect. So now we're getting. So now we've implemented delete in our thingy, to-do lists. In the next one, we will try and add to-dos underneath inside a to-do list, right? So that should give us a pretty good grip on how that works. And we'll think about what a to-do is, what it looks like in terms of model. We'll design the model, and then we'll kind of like go on implementing it. So yeah, I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.